This past weekend, absolute chaos. And honestly, it's the kind of moment we're going to be talking about for a long, long time. Not just for what happened on track, but for what it could mean for the rest of the season. And here's the kicker, it's not just one story. There are actually two massive storylines emerging from this race. And the way they connect? It makes everything even more intense. 1. A split-second decision that completely flipped a driver's season upside down. The other? The reactions from inside the NASCAR world, and trust me, not everyone is holding back. This is exactly the kind of situation that shows just how fast things can spiral in NASCAR and how emotions can make or break your season. So, yeah, we've got to break this down. But before we dive in, if you're a true NASCAR fan who loves breaking down every big moment, smash that like button and subscribe. Here on Fastlane News, we're just getting started, and our goal is to build a community of 1,000 fans who live and breathe NASCAR, just like us. Now, let's get into it because when you hear everything that went down, it gets even crazier. The drama unfolded at Martinsville, and at the center of it, Bubba Wallace and Carson Hocevar. With just 15 laps to go, tensions were already boiling. Earlier on a restart, Hocevar made a bold, three-wide dive into Turn 1. And if you know Martinsville, you know that's asking for trouble. Enter Denny Hamlin, who broke this down on his podcast. His take? Hocevar's move wasn't technically illegal, but it was a dirty play. At Martinsville, on a restart, everyone checks up going into Turn 1. Hocevar tried to take advantage of that by diving low and forcing three wide, and Bubba Wallace was not having it. In that split second, Bubba made a decision, and everything changed. Instead of thinking about the bigger picture, he went after Hocevar. He drove into him, and it wasn't just a tap. Suddenly, a massive wreck erupted. Bubba took himself out, took out multiple cars, and his race was over. He finished 36th. Just like that, a driver who came into Martinsville third in the standings fell all the way to 11th, 8 spots lost in a heartbeat. After the race, Bubba said he didn't intend to hit Hocevar and misjudged the corner. But let's be real, this was more than a simple mistake. And that's exactly why insiders like Jeff Gluck and Jordan Bianchi from The Athletic were baffled. Gluck called it one of the most puzzling decisions of the year. Think about that, a guy having a stellar season, sitting third in points, suddenly derailed by one split-second choice. Bubba Wallace came into Martinsville as a serious championship contender. And instead of taking a safe top, 1-5 finish and banking solid points, he chose retaliation. Jordan Bianchi pointed out the emotional side of it. Frustration likely played a huge role. You get mad when someone takes advantage of you on a restart, and then you let that frustration take control. In NASCAR, that's dangerous. Every position counts, every point matters. Now Bubba is tied at 206 points with drivers like Brad Keselowski, Kyle Larson, and Chris Buescher. He's still in the fight, but instead of controlling his own path near the top, he's now in a tough battle just to climb back up. As fans, that's the part that stings. You understand why he was mad. You even get why he might want to send a message. But was it worth it? Was it worth throwing away a potential top finish, wrecking his own car, and losing 8 spots in the standings? That's the real question. Looking ahead, the next race just became massive for Bubba Wallace. Now, it's not just about speed, it's about control. It's about proving that this was a one-time mistake, not a pattern that will follow him all season. Because if there's one thing NASCAR punishes, it's letting emotions drive the car instead of your head. And right now, that's exactly what cost him. This is one of those moments that could either light a fire under him or quietly derail what was shaping up to be one of his best seasons ever. We're about to find out which it will be. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you think Bubba made the right call trying to get payback on Hocevar, or should he have just taken the points and moved on? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button if you enjoyed this breakdown, and if you're the kind of fan who loves real, honest NASCAR talk, make sure to subscribe to Fastlane News. Here's my take. I get Bubba's frustration. Hocevar's move on that restart was aggressive, and at Martinsville, that's always going to upset people. But this is where experience and discipline have to take over. You're running third in points, having one of the best seasons of your career. That's not the moment to prove a point, that's the moment to think about the big picture. In today's NASCAR, Championships aren't just about speed, they're about consistency and control. And in that moment, Bubba let emotion win, and it cost him big. At the same time, this is far from over. He's still right there in the standings, tied in points with some of the best drivers in the field. One strong race, and he could be right back in the mix. Now it becomes a real test. Does he come back focused, smarter, and more controlled, or does this kind of moment start to snowball? That's what I'll be watching in the next race, because that's when we'll see what kind of season this will really be for him. All eyes will be on how Bubba handles the pressure. This is the part of the season where every race feels heavier, every decision matters more, and mentally, drivers either lock in or start making more mistakes. If Bubba comes back calm, focused, and races smart, this could just be a small bump in the road, something people forget about in a few weeks. But if frustration carries over, if he starts forcing things again, that's when small problems turn into big ones really fast. And let's not forget, the competition isn't slowing down. Drivers like Kyle Larson, Brad Keselowski, and Chris Buescher are right there, ready to capitalize on any mistake. That's how tight this championship fight is. Moments like Martinsville don't just disappear, they can define the season if you let them. For me, the next race isn't just another race, it's a statement. It's Bubba showing whether he can reset, refocus, and prove he belongs in the championship conversation all season long. The speed is there, the potential is there, it's just about keeping everything under control when it matters the most. And that's what separates good drivers from championship contenders. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and share it with your friends. This is our new channel, Fast Lane News, and your support really means the world to us.